Tinui, on the road to Castle Point, was once a thriving community. Today, just 20 people live in the settlement, the rest on surrounding farms. But the link with its remarkable past is as strong as ever.
Well, the first time in the world there was an Anzac memorial service on Anzac Day was here at Tinui, and we've been celebrating Anzac Day at Tinui ever since. For Anzac Day we get about 1,500 people. We've had people from the UK, always people from Australia, people from the South Island. Tinui at the start of World War I had 2,000 single men living here.
There were so many volunteers, Tinui even had its own troop, many dying at Gallipoli. After the 1916 service at the Church of the Good Shepherd, the congregation carried across to the hill overlooking the village the first Anzac monument. When the Reverend Basil Ashcroft returned from the hill, he called a meeting of his vestry and resigned.
He went with the next reinforcements to the Western Front because he decided that he'd lost too many good men from around this area not to go with them. There was no vicar here for 4 years. It was covered by St Matthew's Parish in Masterton. After the First World War, he came back on a troop ship into Wellington Harbour, and he grabbed all his gear and he walked up from Wellington Harbour to Bishop's Court and knocked on the bishop's door and said to the bishop, "I'm back, where do you want me to go?" And the bishop said, "The Tinui vestry have never accepted your resignation." So he went back down, got on the train to Masterton, and was picked up by Tinui parishioners.
While Tinui has never forgotten its fallen, neither has the army forgotten the contribution of the settlement. On Friday, the army was at Tinui for their annual cricket match with locals, including in their team the great-grandson of the Reverend Basil Ashcroft.
Just one.
His team included a spin bowler with the army's top job.
We want to come back to our communities and reinforce what they have done for our nation, and equally keep that linkage really strong. Now, if you think about what these veterans who were commemorated up there, what they would have hoped for 100 years' time for their country and for their world, this is the sort of thing they would have been playing for, wouldn't it? Fighting for. The fact that we could preserve our lifestyle and our values pretty much like we did today.
The Army's involvement goes well beyond the annual cricket match, visiting schools in the area and maintaining the track to the cross. Tinui's World War I troop was part of what is now called the Queen Alexandra Mounted Rifles. Its commanding officer will speak at the Anzac Day ceremony, after which the congregation traditionally retraces the steps to the cross, made more than a century ago. Patrick O'Sullivan, Local Focus.